Hey, you can follow us on Twitter at Hot News Talk Radio. You report and the world decides. You can listen to us anywhere at hotnewstalkradio.com. You can also see our 50 off deals, our half off deals. We have tons of deals there. Go to the website, hotnewstalkradio.com. Click on the tab, and this is half off. And there's tons of deals there. If you find something you want, which I'm sure you will, then I am going to guess you'll scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll put your information in, and it's non-financial information. It's just your information to contact you. And we will call you back, and we'll make that deal happen. Hey, we're a local radio station. We're owned locally, which means we get to say just about anything we want to say. And we here at the radio station are on the more conservative side of things, and that's a very good thing because that's what America needs right now and always. Once again, my name is Eric Judd, and let's start off with some headlines. Hey, it was nice to see yesterday thousands of people. They lined up and really supported the second class petty officer Randall Smith. They had his funeral yesterday, and they buried him in the National Cemetery here in Chattanooga, and that was just wonderful to see that all of the people turned out for that. I mean, it's just amazing the way this community could have really maybe imploded, and they didn't. This community knows that they were attacked by terrorists, but this community has come together and supported these 5 families that were tragically gunned down. And the 2 that were buried here have been just overwhelming support. And keep that up. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the moment, and everybody wants to do something now. But think of these people 2 weeks from now, a month from now. As I said on Monday, you can still go give blood at the blood assurance places. They're always going to need that. Or maybe you just tweet something out, send a Facebook message out, and just, so we can keep these people that lost their lives defending our country. It was, it's a tragic event, but Chattanooga has handled it the way we know how to do it here in Chattanooga, which is just amazing. I mean, this is a wonderful community. All right, we need to hit the Hot News Talk Weather Center. It's going to be hot today, hot tomorrow, hot the next day. After all, it's the end of July, 1st of August. It's going to be hot all the way around. Today's high is 94 degrees. 20% chance of showers. Tomorrow is going to be 90 degrees. Now there's about a 40% chance of showers, and it's going to be sunny today, but tomorrow is going to be a little more cloudy. And then the sun comes back, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice weekend with high in the low 90s, which is nice for the end of July. I guess that'd be the 1st of August. That'd be really nice. And lows are actually going to dip below 70. That's what was getting me. I mean, this morning, up early and out, and I think it was about 73 degrees before the sun even come up. And that's in the humidity. It felt like it was 174 degrees. So, drink lots of water, stay hydrated as always, because it's no fun to get out there and dehydrate. And that wouldn't be good for you or anybody around you. Hey, Sigler's tonight, and we talked about Sigler's yesterday. They're located off of East Brainerd Road, and tonight they're having their pint night. Give them a call out there, 423-485-3271. That's 423-485-3271. They have 20 beers on tap, and they actually have 200 beers and cigars there. So it's a nice place. You got a growler you can run by, get it filled up. But tonight from 5 to, I think, 8 is pint night. And they have Hudson and Marshall there, and they're going to be featuring their beers, and they're taking over the taps, as they say. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great place. It's, once again, another locally owned business filling a need that we have here in Chattanooga. And they use really local beers. Hudson and Marshall is a local beer. And they try their best to use local beers. But they can't always do that. So they may have to go about, 50 miles out of town and do something. So, look, you can follow us on YouTube. I mean, you can go and see us live on YouTube right now. It's very simple, youtube.com. And then you just type in Hot News Talk Radio. It's pretty simple to do that. And so just go to, I'm a big fan of YouTube. I think everybody knows that I love to watch YouTube. I think it's better than TV. Most of the time you get a lot of great information off of YouTube. And, I get a lot of entertainment off of YouTube too. But, Hot News Talk Radio, we are your really go-to place for news and talk. And so why not see us? I mean, if you're watching David, the show before me, David Tillis, if you were watching him, you see he's always dressed dapper, looks good, looks nice. I mean, always the newsman. His signature bow tie is kind of what makes David. I mean, everybody knows him for his signature bow tie. And then I come in following him. And then, yesterday I was kind of ready for the pool, I guess. Now today I'm dressed a little more better, I guess. I do have my tank top shirt on and it's cut off, kind of showing my belly because I got a beautiful belly. And that's I like that. But I do have my tight jeans on, and I know the women love it when I wear my tight jeans. Still got my flip-flops on, which I'm doing a little better than Russell, who follows me, and he comes in here barefooted half the time. But he's from North Georgia, so getting shoes on him is pretty tough. But other than that, we've got a great morning lineup from 9 to 11. You got the David Tillis Show, and David, without a doubt, as I have said before, over and over, he is the smartest man on radio here in Chattanooga. He may be the smartest man in Chattanooga. Well-read, well-versed, and nobody researches the subject like David. If I had a thumbnail of his knowledge, then I'd win the Nobel Peace Prize. And then following me, we have the Digital Drive. Now, Russell comes in, and Russell, who has a huge following in Canada, and I also found out that he has a huge following in Rossville, Georgia, too. Lots of people in Rossville love to listen to his show, Digital Drive. And what he does is he takes all the tech talk, and some of it can be very boring and can be very tough to kind of, understand. And he takes it, he brings it to you in a way that not only is great for you to understand it, but he relates it to the Chattanooga economy, just like David does. Just like, we're a local show. We love to talk about Chattanooga because there's so many wonderful things going on in Chattanooga. All right, we need to get to some sports, or I'm going to. And, last night the Lookouts played. They were finally at home, and they played one of the best teams with the best nickname, and it's the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Not just Wahoos, but the Blue Wahoos, which is a fish. But they won. The Lookouts won. And I tell you what, they've already won the first half, so they're in the playoffs. They kind of had a slow start to the second half of the season, but they're putting together some nice wins. And, they're at home, so always one of the best values in this city is the Chattanooga Lookouts. I mean, you can take a family of 4 there, very reasonable, great cost to get in, and then they're really reasonable on their food and drinks, and it's really a family atmosphere. I know I enjoy it, and I know lots of people do. And if you go, you can always play mound ball, and that's a lot of fun. So, all right, last night was the Southern Nationals at Boyd Speedway, and man, was it a packed house. If you missed it, you missed something. And I mean, they had huge payouts and a lot of people there. And these dirt car racers, I tell you what, my hat goes off to them because they're running in a very small oval, and you got to make quick decisions, and they just do a great job there. Of course, the big draw was Austin and Ty Dillon, and they were competing in a 40-lap event. And you know what? You just really needed to be there to see it, because it was a heck of a race, and they did a great job entertaining the crowd. And, this is a great local place that you can take a family to. Boyd Speedway, I mean, it's right there on the Tennessee-Georgia line at the East Ridge exit. So if you could, please go down and tell them you heard about them on Hot News Talk Radio. And one reason we're proud to talk about them is because we are the official, the one and only NASCAR station here in Chattanooga, and we're very proud of that. NASCAR is a great sport, a lot of loyal followers, and I think that's very important, because they do. They have a great product, and they put it out. And, if you couldn't find them on Sunday, which was tough to find this past Sunday, you can always go to 1240 AM or hotnewstalkradio.com, and you could listen to all the NASCAR you wanted to. all of the NASCAR you wanted to. All right. I cannot fail to mention that from 6 to 7, we have one of the most unique shows in this city. And I was asked a question. I put out my Twitter information yesterday. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. But Cowboy Up with Tex comes on from 6 to 7, and somebody that follows me on Twitter, undoubtedly, they haven't taken the time to hear the radio show, and they said, how does this man talk about Tex-Mex food for an hour every day? And I said, well, he absolutely loves it. He's a connoisseur of Tex-Mex food, but no, he does not talk about Tex-Mex food. He brings what I like to say, the Texas attitude to the issues of the day. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, and he has that Texas attitude, very informative, very passionate. And I tell you what, you need to listen to him. And he's on from 6 to 7. And from 5 to 6, when you get in your car ready to go home, we have a nice news drive with our news director, Russell Stroud, with the booming voice. And he's going to give you news. He's going to give you weather updates, and he's going to give you traffic updates. We want to get you home safe, and we want to get you home informed. All right, let's go back to Twitter, because now, the station we do a lot on Twitter, got tons of followers on Twitter, and we appreciate that. And we appreciate when y'all send us news to us so we can get it on the air. But as you know, if I want you to go to my Twitter account, and it's EL Judd, that's ELJUDD. Send me a private message. And I've already got several, and I was thinking that I could do it probably all in one show, but it may take 2 shows. But tomorrow I'm going to try to answer your questions. And the only thing that I would say about the questions, I'm going to filter it just a little bit. I get all the comments about how I'm such a beautiful man and how they love the way I dress and look. And let's just cut that out. I just want to cut that out right now and put that to bed. And then what I want you to do is, ask me questions. I had a great question on there. I've read a few of them. And what I'm going to do is kind of go through those, because a lot of them were the same. And we're going to try to answer as many as those as we can tomorrow. And then what's left over, we may do some stuff on Friday too. Looking forward to it. But that's EL Judd, ELJUDD. On Twitter, just put @ELJudd. Send me a private message, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys and kind of letting you know a little bit about me. I know the one question on there was, how do you feel about the death penalty? Well, I'm going to answer that. So let's not try to get too personal. I don't want to embarrass the other host on the radio, but hey, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys get to learn about me and kind of where I come from, because I'm fit in between 2 very informative shows. And then they said, we need someone that can come in here and kind of enjoy themselves and enjoy what they do. And I hope that the listener is enjoying themselves too. If you ever want to change anything in your life, it starts from the inside. And to change anything on the outside, you must become the change on the inside. You must become the change on the inside. How the change will happen on the outside is not up to you. It's the job of your creator, your God. Your job is to radiate all good from the inside and the outside. Circumstances will change to reflect the all good inside you. So no matter what, think positive, think good thoughts, and good things will happen. If you think negative, negative things will happen. You will attract and draw things into your life the way you're thinking. That's just kind of your little nugget to think about today as we're here on a Hump Day Wednesday. Hey, we still have the half off, and I want you to go to the website, Hot News Talk Radio. Go to .com, click the half off, and scroll. We got tons of good items there. I know it's almost lunchtime, and we've got a gift certificate to Jets Pizzas, one of our great sponsors here. You can get a $50 gift certificate for $25. Now that's worth its weight in gold right there. Easy way to get it is just scroll to the bottom. You're going to put in Jed's Pizza certificate, put your contact name and information. Somebody from the station, that's right, somebody local, will call you, and we'll set this up to make this happen so you can help a local business and be part of a local radio station and get some darn good food. After all, it's almost lunch. All right, our first segment is complete. When we come back, we're going to talk about the assault on barbecue. And let me tell you, there's nothing that just gets me so upset when people start assaulting barbecue. We are going to talk about that. We've got a drone update for you, and we're going to talk about why some people say that you should not have air conditioning. They need to come here today, don't they? You are listening to the Eric Judd Show here on Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 a.m. Hot News, talkradio.com. Hey, be with us on Twitter. Hot News Talk Radio is on Twitter. You report, the world decides. And don't forget, you can always hear us on the TuneIn app. Very simple. Download it, go to local, and then hit Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 a.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Soddy Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's EJ Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead, 622-3156.
When my brother and I opened the first Jets Pizza, we believed if we made the best pizza, customers would find us. So we made fresh dough each day, used fresh toppings, and premium mozzarella cheese. 300-plus stores later, we still do.
Try Jet's famous 8-corner pizza with premium mozzarella cheese and one topping, now just $11.99 for a limited time only. Jet's Pizza, the best pizza in town. 3600 Hickson Pike.
Life is short. Eat better pizza.
Let's get Jets. Arnie Guest Goldsmith, Chattanooga's gold standard in quality, selection, and beautifully handcrafted jewelry. Arnie Guest Goldsmith has 7 jewelers on site and ready to assist you in the design of your one-of-a-kind diamond piece. Arnie Guest Goldsmith, Chattanooga's gold standard in quality, selection, and beautifully handcrafted jewelry. Arnie Guest Goldsmith has 7 jewelers on site and ready to assist you in the design of your one-of-a-kind diamond piece to the perfect affordable handcrafted gem. From just $20 silver earrings to your dream elegant work of art to adorn your finger, neck, and wrist, impressing your friends and family, Arnie Guest Goldsmith will ensure that your budget is met. Planning the perfect wedding or a special event? Then let Arnie Guest Goldsmith assist you in choosing or designing the keepsake that will last you a lifetime. All of Arnie Guest Goldsmith repairs and crafting are done in-house, so you can be rest assured that it will meet or exceed your expectations. For over 30 years, Arnie Guest Goldsmith has served Chattanooga with the finest jewelry and services, meaning only the highest quality and standards. So the next time you think of jewelry, custom design, remounting, appraisals, or repairs, remember Arnie Guest Goldsmith. And please visit Arnie Guest Goldsmith at 5090 Adams Road, Hickson. That's 5090 Adams Road, Hickson. Call 875-2390. That's 875-2390. Or go to jewelryfromscratch.com. That's all one word, jewelryfromscratch.com. Jewelryfromscratch.com. Arnie Guest Goldsmith of Chattanooga.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
By the time the police get there, it may be too late. Arm yourself today. Protect you and your loved ones with a pistol, shotgun, or rifle.
I've got the power!
At Sportsman Supply and Services in Hickson, they offer a huge selection of firearms, ammo, and accessories. In business for over 26 years, Sportsman Supply and Services features an indoor shooting range, carry permit, and handgun safety courses. You know, in Tennessee, you can carry a handgun in your vehicle with no permit. Go to Sportsman Supply and Services today. Sportsman Supply and Services in Hickson, where owner Carl, who's a former owner of Mott Lake Shooting Center, will guide you in deciding on the perfect gun. Looking for ammo, high-capacity magazines, hunting rifles, and accessories? Sportsman Supply and Services in Hickson has it. If you want to save money and ammo, then add laser training as part of your shooting experience. Sportsman Supply and Services in Hickson. Their mission is to provide customers with the best firearms equipment, instruction, service, and indoor shooting experience. Sportsman Supply and Services, 4824 Hickson Pike, next to the Holiday Inn Express. Call 875-4868. That's 875-4868.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
You are listening to Hot News Talk Radio 1240 AM. My name is Eric Judd. And hey, next Wednesday at this time, Bruce, who you just heard his commercial, Bruce Krebs, will actually be here in the studio. And he does a great show every other Wednesday, so make sure that you will listen to him on 1240 AM, and we'll be reminding you next Tuesday about that, that's for sure. We thank you for listening to Hot News Talk Radio. You can go to hotnewstalkradio.com and listen to our streaming audio just about anywhere. Of course, you can pick us up on the TuneIn app, which I think is the most wonderful thing in the world. I'll be leaving the listening area for a brief time today, and I'll definitely have it on my TuneIn app and be listening there. And we really want you to, go to Twitter and just at Hot News Talk Radio. Follow us. You know what? You report and the world will decide. That's right. If you see something going on, click us on Twitter and we'll get it on the air as soon as we can. The last thing is YouTube. Now, you can catch all of our shows on YouTube. They're all live, especially the local shows, not the shoes. Well, we have local shoes too. If you go to half off, you can get some local shoes. But we have local shows on YouTube. And if you would just, follow us there, subscribe to our channel, like us and all that good stuff. We like all of that. Hey, this segment is brought to you by Reasonable Services. And I want you to call Ron Scott over there. They do air conditioning, they do heating work, and they do electrical work. They do great work. And you know what? They are reasonable. That's why it's in their name. Once again, just call Ron over there and say, hey, I heard Hot News Talk Radio talking about you. And give him a call at 423-508-8926. That's 423-508-8926. And they are sponsoring this segment. And in this segment, we are going to get into some AC talk, air conditioned talk, and talk about maybe some of the global warming things that are going on. We're even going to have a drone update for you probably in the next segment. And, during the breaks, I like to juggle kittens. And I mean, the kittens don't get hurt. It's something I enjoy. I believe the kittens really enjoy it. And it's a lot of fun. And it kind of de-stresses me in between the breaks. But I was talking to Russell too. And he said, you might not be able to juggle kittens anymore because of the Freedom Act. And he's going to get into more of that in Digital Drive and talk about all that stuff. But that's something I'm definitely going to check into, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to take my right away to juggle kittens. And like I said, I don't hurt the kittens. They love it. I love it. They're purring loud. It's just a wonderful de-stressor for me. So listen to the Digital Drive, and he's going to get more into the Freedom Act, when it's supposed to expire, if it expires, if it doesn't expire, what's going to happen. And as he does always, Russell does a wonderful job in doing things like that. All right, before we get into everything else, I found this pretty unique and kind of interesting. This is from the Chattanooga Times, and here's the headline: Volkswagen earnings slipped in quarter, restructuring in troubled markets. And it talks about, it goes into why they weren't. They had a rough quarter and what happened here and what happened there. And then if you scroll down, VW tops Toyota as #1 car brand for sales. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, I will take my hat off to VW, and I'm happy they're here. I know a lot of people that work there, and they give great jobs to people. But I think it's great that as they're slipping, now they're beating Toyota as the #1 car maker. That plant is expanding. I know there's controversy on if you want to, should we have given away the farm to get them here? But I think in the long haul, it is going to pay off. But I just thought that's funny. It's on the Saints, the business page of the Chattanooga Times, and it's right there underneath one another. Maybe someone should have looked at that a little more closely. Now, the other thing that I found to be kind of a unique story, it says inland port to be built in landlocked Chatsworth, Georgia. Not sure if you know where Chatsworth is. I've spent some time there, been there a time or two, and I'm trying to think the largest body of water that would be for a port there, and I just can't think about it. But anyway, it looks as though they're going to be a regional port. And what it is it's going to be a rail port. It's not going to be a port that we would think of here where they'd be moving barge traffic, but it's going to be a rail site. And it looks like, rail cars move a ton of freight in this country. And it says it's going to take 50,000 semi trucks off the freeway. So, that's a big announcement for a region that was hit pretty hard in the downturn of 2008. Because they were closely connected to the carpet industry. And when the housing industry went down, the carpet industry went down. And I know Chatsworth got hurt, Calhoun, Dalton, all those cities down there really kind of took it on the chin. And, it's tough. It's really tough when you start losing jobs like that. All right, as we mentioned in the weather, it's supposed to be 94 here today. And as everybody knows, in beautiful scenic city Chattanooga, when it gets up that hot, our humidity gets outrageous. And if you're like me, when you step outside, you start doing the countdown until the sweat hits. Well, this is from discovery.com. Is air conditioning killing the planet? No. I can answer that. Nope. End of article. But it does kind of go through an article, and there are some people that actually believe that the air conditioning in your home, of course, in your home, is killing the planet. Now, we're going to get into the whole global climate change and all that here in just a second. I'll give my view on that. But it's funny that how when I was younger, it seems as though we had global cooling. I remember the reports coming out and them saying, hey, it's getting colder in the polar ice caps. Well, probably one day New York City will be an ice cap, and oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And all that. And now it's global warming. Now it's getting hotter and hotter, even though in 2014 and this past winter was some of the coldest winters we've had in a while. 2014 summer here in America was, cooler. But now they're saying that this is one of the hottest summers on record. And this comes from the National Academy of Sciences. And they look at the rise of air conditioning in Mexico is what they're doing. And they're saying with the electricity consumption increases the temperatures given the current levels of air conditioning and how the climate and incomes drive air conditioning adoption decisions. I mean, this is what the study concluded. Yesterday, of course, now it's just climate change. So it didn't heat up like they wanted it to, and it didn't cool off like they wanted it to. So now it's just climate change is what it is. So they've changed that. And you know what? I experienced climate change yesterday. I guess it was about 4:00 where I was. It was beautiful and sunny. And about 4:20, it was dark, stormy, and rainy. And then it changed back to sunny by about 10 to 5. So yes, and you know what? That was extreme climate change, which I think would be a good way to define the weather. I don't know, but that would be a good way to define weather. These people can't tell us what it's going to do tomorrow with the weather because the weather is going to do what it wants to do. But please don't point your fingers at me and say my lifestyle, the American lifestyle, what you're doing, what you're driving, the AC you're using. Don't point at me and say I'm the one that's ruining the planet. I think it is very, very arrogant for mankind to think that they can ruin this planet. And I don't care what you believe, but this planet survived World War II. Think of the millions of gallons of diesel oil that was dumped in the oceans. Think of all of the refineries and all of the smoke that was pumped in by countries all over the world. Think about the explosions. Think about we dropped 2 atomic bombs. And guess what? This planet is still here. This planet has all of a sudden finds a way to heal itself. Maybe that's what it's supposed to do. So the arrogance of man to run around and say that you're affecting it, if you drive this type of car, you're going to affect it. If you don't recycle, come on, give it a break. It's a religion. You're acting on faith, just like I act on faith, in my belief system. So, I mean, you have to look at these people. It is an assault on America, and it's an assault on how we live and how we as Americans are blessed with bounty, mainly because we've worked hard for it and we've earned it. I'm sorry other countries haven't done that. Maybe they should learn from us. China is polluting 10 times more than we are. India is also, but they don't ever point the fingers over there. They say, yeah, they need to stop, but you Americans are doing this and you Americans are doing that. So it is an assault on the American way of life. I don't buy I buy the climate change, because climate is going to change, because you know what, 6 months from now, it's going to be cold outside and people are going to be running their heaters. That's a change in the climate. This afternoon we may get a thunderstorm. That's a change in the climate. So yeah, I believe in climate change, but I don't believe in this global destruction that mankind is putting on the planet, that we're all going to be dead in this, just as some religions try to scare you straight, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to scare you. And I will say this, if you have kids in school, watch out, they will be indoctrinated, because man, the global climate change people are in there big time, and they're telling them how bad their parents are and all of this. And so they come up. But I tell you what, you start taking people's air conditioning away, saying it's going to better the planet, and all of this people that are in your camp now, I'm going to bet you spend a day without air conditioning in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and you're going to be saying the heck with this global climate change. If you're having AC problems, we want to get you fixed. We want to get you cooled. We want you to pump that cold air throughout that house all day and all night long. And if maybe you just need a tune-up on your AC or something, call Reasonable Services. Call Ron Scott over there. Great guy. He is a military veteran, and they do AC work. They do heat work. They're certified electricians, so they can come in and help you with your wiring. Give those guys a call, 423-508-8926, 423-508-8926. His name's Ron Scott, and it's Reasonable Services. Tell him you heard about him on Hot News Talk Radio. Say, hey, that guy Eric that dresses funny on the radio told me to give you a call. I guarantee they're going to take care of you, and it's not going to be an arm and a leg. Now, let's get to this right quick. We may have to carry this over in the second segment, because this is something, as I said before, cat juggling is a passion of mine. I enjoy, and you're not going to take that away from me, but there's something I enjoy just about as much, and that is my barbecue. I tell you what, I absolutely love barbecue. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do, is have barbecue for lunch today. There's a new place up in Soddy Daisy I'm going to try, and I'll give you a full report. I will give you my culinary reviews tomorrow, but I have to have my barbecue fix about once a week. Absolutely love it. It is just a staple of my diet, and you could barbecue just about anything, and I would enjoy and eat that. But what's happening and where this is coming from really surprises me. I've spent some time in Texas, and mainly the Houston area, and that's not too far from Austin, but this is from Austin, Texas. And if you know anything about the climate in Texas, as far as the political climate, they're pretty conservative, pretty right-wing. But Austin, that little area of Austin is I'm going to be nice if I say moderate. It's more left-wing than anything. Of course, that's where the University of Texas is. I don't even want to talk about the University of Texas. I think Arkansas is still beating them from the bowl last year. I think they're still scoring on them. I don't know. I'll have to get an update during the break. But anyway, in Austin, they are looking, they don't like, there are people that have complained about the smell of barbecue. Now I just want you to stop, and I want you to take a big, deep breath and just think about how good barbecue smells. I mean, there's nothing, man, some guy grilling, he's barbecuing, he's smoking something, whether it be a pork shoulder or a brisket, whatever it is, man, I just wanted to kind of get inside you and say, man, you kind of feel that smell. And you kind of smell that smell. And it's almost noon anyway, and I'm a little hungry as it is, but just thinking about that. Well, they're going after two segments. And the one segment is actually the barbecue, the people that have the barbecue establishment, the barbecue restaurant. So your favorite restaurant here in Chattanooga, they'd be going after them. They do not want the smell. And I get this, they do not want the smell to leave their property. Yeah, they do not want the smell to leave their property. To me, that's incredible. Okay, how does that work? I mean, how are you going to do that? That's part of the ambiance of barbecue. If barbecue has an ambiance, is the smell. That's part of their marketing, is the smell brings people in. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little more about this because they want to actually take it to individuals. They want to take it to individuals and say, we don't want your smelly barbecue to go next door either. When we come back after this break, we're going to talk about that. I've got some drone news for you, and we're going to talk about, let you know what is going to happen on the digital drive, probably give you another weather update. You are listening to Eric Judd here on Hot News Talk Radio. This is 1240 a.m. You can follow us on Twitter at Hot News Talk Radio. That's where you report and the world decides. Also, hotnewstalkradio.com. Don't forget the half off deals are there. 50%. That's right. Save it today. Go to hotnewstalkradio.com, click the half off tab, and you can save some money. We'll be right back.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Sky Aerial Services uses advanced drone technology to give you a better perspective and depth of your property and project. We offer aerial photography and video for your business, farm, home, or advertising campaigns, as well as editing services to complete the experience. Call us at 423-521-0284 and see how we can help you tell your story about your business, property, or project. We work with real estate professionals, both commercial and residential, developers, engineer inspectors, surveyors, ad agencies, auto and boat dealers, mapping services, insurance inspectors, corporate marketing, charity events, weddings, and photographers. Our consultation is free. Call 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284, or visit our website, skyaerialservices.com. Sky Aerial Services. The
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out? Cell Surgeon in Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off. We've got a table here at Delia's in Saudi Daisy, ready to delight in a plate of authentic Mexican food. Delia's spreads a rich selection, loaded nachos, crazy chicken, homemade tamales, maybe the enchiladas with beef, chicken, pork, quesadillas, every dish beautifully pictured on the menu to help us decide. Join us for lunch or dinner. We're at Delia's in Saudi Daisy on Dayton Pike near the Thrasher Light. Here's dinner. Delia's uses the freshest ingredients, cooked to perfection. Nachos, homemade. Delia's open every day except the Lord's Day. For lunch and dinner, treat yourself to Delia's genuine Mexican food. In Saudi, call 521-7145. That's 521-7145.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Hot News Talk Radio, 1240 a.m. I am Eric Judd. I'm back with you. It is Hump Day on a Wednesday, and that means that we have half off on our website, hotnewstalkradio.com. Go to half off, and you can save some money. Whether you're looking for pizza, whether you want to get your cell phone repaired, maybe you're looking for some boots, pants, all kinds of stuff there. Very simple. Just scroll to the bottom, put your information in, and that's your contact information only. We'll call you back, and we'll make this deal happen. I want to let everybody to know that we are a local radio station. We are owned locally, so we don't have the big corporate people hanging over our head. And we believe in the local economy. We want you to go to these advertisers. They're all local. We want you to use their services, buy their goods, and let's keep this money in Chattanooga, because Chattanooga is a dynamic city with lots of things happening, lots of great things happening. All right, we were talking about barbecue right before we went to the break, and we're going to finish that up. And what is, to me, what is one of the best things in the world to have with barbecue? A nice cold beer. Now, if you're like me, you know, and I will drink what I call a regular beer from time to time, but I enjoy craft beers, and there's only one place that I go to get my craft beers, and that's Sigler's. Now, tonight is Pint Night. They have Hudson and Marshall there, and they're a local brewery. They're made here in Chattanooga, and they're taking over the taps, and they're going to be pouring the Hudson and Marshall beer for everyone to try. And, you know, Sigler's has great cigars too. In fact, I think they're going to be one of the sponsors of Cigar Dave. He's here on Friday afternoons. If you are a cigar aficionado, then you definitely want to listen to Cigar Dave. But Sigler's tonight is Pint Night. You know, they have 20 beers on tap and over 200 beers in their coolers. Take a growler in there, get it filled, and enjoy a nice cold beer with your barbecue, if they will let you barbecue. All right, we're going to get back. We were talking about Austin, Texas. They are going after the your barbecue restaurant. Basically, they want them to do one of two things: to either to keep the smoke and the smell on their own property, or to do their smoking and their cooking in a time that would not offend other businesses around them. Okay, I mean, it's hard to believe that this is coming from Texas, because Texas and Tennessee kind of mirror each other on a lot of things, you know. And if you listen to the David Tillis show yesterday, he had a guy from the Republican Party on there, and he talked about you got to get involved local. Well, this is it. This is how this stuff starts, for a lack of a better term, is it starts local. And we let something like this happen locally, and then all of a sudden there's going to be a national ban on barbecue. Now, my guess is they also had one complaint from the smell of someone barbecuing in their backyard, and the commission is going to take that up. They want to take that up and look into that, and they want you to be able to, you know, once again, you should be able to keep that smell and smoke in your own yard, which to me is just crazy. I mean, think about it. Anyway, one person complains, we got to bring it before the commission. But what this is, I guarantee it, is a liberal thing where they know better for you than you know. So, you know, barbecue's got to be unhealthy because it's so darn good. It's just got to be unhealthy. So what they're going to do is tell you how to eat. That's what this is. They want to tell you that, you know, barbecue is bad for you. It's got pork fat in it and blah, blah, blah. And we want you to eat healthier. I mean, they're already trying it with the public schools, and the first linebacker, Michelle Obama, her teaching people to eat healthy in school, but yet none of the kids are eating it because, you know, I don't know, the whole eating healthy thing. I try to eat healthy if I enjoy the food. If I don't enjoy the food, I'm not going to eat healthy. And, you know, you got to live your life and be happy. And if you're happy with who you are, and if you're taking these things into your body, you know what? Your body's going to process them in a way that you're going to be healthy. I mean, that's my belief. I think, you know, if you believe you're at your ideal weight and you believe that you're happy and healthy, you're going to be happy and healthy. I don't need somebody telling me I can't have my barbecue. Now, if this comes to Tennessee, we will march on the Capitol. If it starts here in Chattanooga, we're going to march on the mayor's office. They are not taking our barbecue away. There's two things in life that I won't put up with, and that's taking our barbecue away and not being able to cat juggle. Okay. So that being said, I don't think any of these measures have passed yet, but they have been brought up before one of them before the county commission, I think one of them before the city there in Austin. This just boggles my mind that somebody would be going after our beloved barbecue. Hey, you heard the ad a while ago for Sky Aerial Services. And as you know, from time to time, we like to have drone talk on here and talk about what's going on in the world of drones. I have two kind of quick stories for you. We'll probably do some more stuff on drones tomorrow or maybe even on Friday because there's a ton of news out there. The first one is, this is out of Louisville, Kentucky. It says, Hillview man arrested for shooting down a drone. And you know what he did? He said someone was flying over his property, and he's not making apologizing for it, and he didn't want them flying over their property, so he shot the drone down. Now, the police say that the owner of the drone claimed he was flying to get pictures of a friend's house, and the cost of the drone was over $18,000. The guy who shot the drone down actually was arrested and charged with first-degree criminal mischief. So he was booked. Of course, he was out and released on Monday. But the police there, they really don't know what to do. And you know what? There's a lot of people like that. Keep in mind, and I want everybody to know, most of these drones that people are flying, most of them, the camera has a fixed telescopic lens on it, which means that they cannot zoom in. So for them to zoom in and get your picture in your backyard barbecuing shirtless, they're going to have to fly closer and closer and closer to you. Now, if you've ever flown a drone, you have to fly a line of sight. So for them to get that closer to you, they're more than likely going to be in your backyard or front yard or some way. Okay, so this is a privacy issue. I get it. You know, sometimes when you are taking a picture of a house, you may have to fly a little higher. You may have to fly to the left or right, which you may be over someone else's property, but that does not mean they're taking your picture. That does not mean they're violating your privacy. As I've said before, we have planes that the government owns that can fly in the atmosphere and take the picture of the serial number of your lawnmower. But we're worried about Joe Schmo flying his drone. And more than likely, if it's a professional doing this and they're taking pictures professionally, someone's going to let you know that that drone is going to be there. And they should. I know when Sky Aerial Services fly, we always ask permission and we let people know, here's what we're doing. So, but you know, there are some people out there, they'll get a little red on them and shoot them down. I mean, I was actually in Grundy County on Monday, and, you know, that thought went through my mind. Now, luckily, I was on a 96-acre area with a home there, and I was right in the middle, so I wasn't flying over any other, you know, anyone else's land. I was just on their land doing some video and picture work. But, you know, it can happen. And, you know, that this guy, you know, drone over $1,800. I mean, it's going to be hard to replace. And, you know, drones at that price, they don't take shells too well. I mean, they can't take a round. So also the other thing is, you know, there's a radar system out there too that the French are developing. And this is for more on the military side, where the radar can detect the drone. And then they use a camera to identify the drone. They make sure it's a drone and make sure it's not their drone. And then they use a jamming device to actually disrupt the signal of the drone. And that would disrupt the signal between the operator of the drone. And that's mainly for military use. And most of those drones, you're usually could be thousands of miles away from the drone and operating it. So you're not their line of sight. So they are flying a little different than the guys here locally that are flying drones. But, you know, they are going to jam the signal. And tomorrow we're going to talk about what's going on with Amazon and their drone delivery system and what they've asked NASA for. And that's, you know, that's going to be an interesting how that comes out, because this is going to be one of the top 10 industries over the next, everybody's saying 20 years. I'm going to say the next 10 to 15 years. You're going to see this explode. There are so many uses for these wonderful vehicles. If you're in the farming industry, you almost either have to have a drone or contract with a company that does drone work, because they can just make your farming much more efficient, whether you're raising cattle or maybe you're just a hay farmer or maybe you're doing cotton or soybean. But this can help you make sure that you're getting water in the right places, and also your fertilizer is going down to where it's needed. Seeing practical uses in the medical industry, where medicine is actually being delivered by drone to people that can't get out, where what they were doing before, they were actually taking these people and they were flying a helicopter in. And, they would put them on the helicopter, fly them to the medical facility, update their medicine, make sure they're getting their medicines, and then they would fly them back. And that gets pretty expensive. I mean, it's not cheap to be flying a helicopter around. Just go ask Erlanger. But a drone now could deliver that medicine directly to them. And this is being used already in this country, in Virginia, and it's being used pretty successful. I think the Amazon thing is just a little, they still have some hurdles there, even though they're getting through them. But it's going to be a little time off. But I mean, there's going to be a time come when this stuff is delivered by drones. And it's exciting being in the industry. I love it. I think it's great. So, if you need some work done, whether you're a real estate agent, commercial or residential, call Sky Aerial Services at 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284. Hey, who follows me is the Digital Drive with Russell. Now, he's going to be talking about the Freedom Act. He's going to give you the up-to-date news on that. I think it's set to expire in November, but he's going to kind of give his take on that, which is pretty good. You want to hear that. And I'm sure he's got some other tech stuff in there. Don't forget to go to Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'd like for you to follow me also. It's E.L. Judd. That's E-L-J-U-D-D. On Twitter. Ask me a question. Get to know me, what I'm going to do. Now, I won't respond back to you on Twitter. What I'm going to do tomorrow is some of the questions you sent me. I'm going to spend a couple of segments. We're going to go through that. We may do that on Friday also. So take the time. Just go to E.L. Judd. That's E-L-J-U-D-D on Twitter. Ask me a question. Send it in a form of a message. Don't just tweet it, because I may, skip over it, not read it. And it wouldn't be because I don't read my Twitter. I do. But send it to me in a message form, and I'll get your questions and answer most of those tomorrow. Hey, look, we've had a lineup change. And if you haven't heard the David Tullis Show in the mornings from 9 to 11, you're missing something. You need to listen to him. The smartest man in radio, maybe the smartest man in Chattanooga. He is on 1240 a.m. Hot News Talk Radio every day, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11. Then you'd hear me. The Digital Drive is at noon to 1. That's with Russell. And then 1 to 3 is Laura Ingram. 3 to 5 is Sean Hannity, the number 2 talk radio host in the nation today. And Sean brings it and brings it hard. And then at 5 o'clock, we do local news. And now Russell Stroud, our news director, does a great job with that. Now he's going to come in with local news. If there's anything breaking news, national or international, he's going to give you that too, as well as traffic and weather. And then the most unique show in Chattanooga, Cowboy Up with Tex. Yes, he's a real Texan. No, he doesn't talk about Tex-Mex food, but I guarantee you this, he's not going to be happy with somebody trying to get rid of barbecue. I can bet you money right now he will not be happy with that at all. So give him a call and voice your opinions on that too. I want to thank you for listening. As always, it's an enjoyable show. I really appreciate it. Look, we have some great sponsors. We've got great new sponsors coming on board. If you would love to sponsor us, we've got a package, a very affordable package just for you. We can sit down with you. We can talk about it. We can figure out something to make your advertising work for you. And you can give me a call on that at 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284. You're listening to the Eric Judd Show on Hot News Talk Radio. We're at 1240 a.m. We're also at hotnewstalkradio.com. Don't forget, Hump Day is 50% off. Hotnewstalkradio.com. Click the 50% off tab, and you can save some money. We're always on Twitter at Hot News Talk Radio. If you will, follow us on Twitter. If you see something out there, report it, you report, and the world decides. Thank you, and have a great Wednesday.
If the South would have